If you hood educated, I'm glad you made it. Allow me to unfold my knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from a hood brother's point of view to all of you here, there, and everywhere. Now check me out.
A native of Hamilton, New Jersey, DeGuglielmo served as a combat nurse, combat medic, and tactical communications expert, according to his Facebook profile. His daughter Amanda broke down in tears in a heartbreaking interview with Local 10, as she described her father as a, quote, good man, with whom she had recently worked on repairing their relationship.
I just don't think anybody deserves to lose their life over a parking spot. He was a good man.
We are learning new details about a deadly shooting that broke out at a Walmart in North Lauderdale. The Broward Sheriff's Office says the woman who fatally shot the man at the store's parking lot is claiming self-defense. Tonight, the man's family is speaking out. CBS News Miami's Peter Dench is your reporter in North Lauderdale with what the man's sister had to say.
I spoke off camera with the sister of the man who was shot. She told me she's upset. But she said her brother was a Christian man and was a decorated military veteran who had served in Desert Storm in the Army National Guard. The Broward Sheriff's Office has identified the man who was shot as 62-year-old Bart DeGuglielmo of Lauderhill. His sister, who shared this photo of him with us, told me he was a very good person who would not hurt anyone. She said he had worked as a nurse for 30 years. We discovered he lived in a community for seniors some 3 miles away from where the incident happened. PSO says he was shot in a dispute over a parking space outside the Walmart store at 7900 West McNabb Road, just before 12:30 on Tuesday afternoon. DeGuglielmo was transported to Broward Health Medical Center, where he later died. From Chopper 4, we saw a woman in custody in handcuffs. BSO could not confirm that this was a woman who fired her weapon, but BSO says the woman involved remained on the scene and cooperated, and she said she fired in self-defense. Those are the only details being released so far. The woman has not been identified. Meanwhile, BSO says this case is being presented to the Broward State Attorney's Office to see if any charges will be filed. In North Lauderdale, Peter Dench, CBS News, Miami.
She ain't do nothing wrong. She didn't do anything wrong. Now, I know a lot of people gonna say, well, hey, hood educated, wait a minute, he's an unarmed man. You can't just shoot somebody that's unarmed. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. In the state of Florida, according to their laws, yes, you can. And we're going to get into those laws a little bit later on because we're going to break it down. Because we're going to get an understanding, right? But here's the thing. Even though I believe, and probably a lot of y'all believe that she didn't do nothing wrong, we got to understand what's in play here. The first thing people are going to want to say is, hey man, nah, this ain't about no race or nothing like that. Yes, it is. When you dealing with things that's going down in America and you dealing with a black and a white person, the racial is in there. It's just mandatory. That's just how it go. Now look, who in the hell in their right mind walk up on somebody that got a gun out pointing at you? How many of y'all gonna do that? If I pull a gun out on any one of y'all right now, the intelligent person will say, oh, wait a minute, hold on. All right, let me get back to my car. I apologize. I'm sorry, or it ain't that serious. Okay, you got it, bruh. I'm gone. Look, you got it. You see, anybody in their right mind will see a firearm, will understand that this thing right here got life and death. You see, either thing, look, you can die from this right here. You see, but no, not Bart, not the Army veteran, not the medic. No, not him. No, he don't believe that guns kill people. I don't see how not, after all the people that he done worked on in the Army that was shot and killed and wounded and missing limbs and all that old type of stuff. You would think to yourself that he would be the first person to say, whoa, hold on, ma'am. Put that gun down, or you know what? I'm done with this situation. Just don't shoot me. I'm finna go home. But Bart ain't do that, y'all. When she drew that gun down and pointed it at him, Bart followed her, walking towards her with a gun in her hand. And she's walking backwards with a gun in her hand. She shouldn't have to do that, but she did. And he followed her and kept following her. I don't know what he was saying to her, but whatever he was saying, she was scared enough to pull her gun out. You see? But then look, let's get to the beginning, how everything started. They saying that she was trying to get into a parking space. Bart, in his mind, said, nah, you ain't getting in this parking space. He ain't even get in the parking space, but he blocked her from getting into the parking space. Sat there for a couple of minutes. And then once he finally moved, then she got into the parking space. She's hot. She talking to the car next to her, the people in the white caravan. She chopping it with them. And lo and behold, guess who come up? Bart. Check it out. Did y'all see him? Did y'all see how fast he was coming towards her? He was coming towards her like he was about to do something. He walking fast. But then as soon as he seen that pistol, what'd he do? Oh, wait a minute, hold on. Right? And that's what he was supposed to did. Wait a minute, hold on, she has a gun. I'm outmatched right now. I can't beat on this black woman. I can't disrespect this black woman. I can't bully this black woman. Let me get back to my car and preserve my life. No, not Bart. Bart ain't think like that. Bart seen as soon as she had the gun and he stopped and the sister walked back a little bit when she stepped back, he thought to himself, oh, she's scared. I got one. She's scared. I'm finna continue to bully her even though she got a gun. You see? And no, you lost your life playing games. I mean, look, rest in peace to Bart. Rest in peace to him, because he wouldn't have lost his life if he wouldn't have been trying to bully the sister. This is a woman. Why are you walking aggressively towards a woman after y'all done had a dispute over a parking space? Would he have did the same thing if it was a black man? You see? Look, no, hell no. Look, she ain't did nothing wrong, y'all. I understand he was unarmed. I understand that he's a military vet. Thank you for your service. It's unfortunate that you had to die like that in a parking lot over a parking space, which a lot of people believe that was the main reason why he died, over a parking space. And I don't believe that. I don't believe that that's why he died. I believe that he died because he was trying to bully that woman with a gun in her hand. And she was scared. That's why she was walking back. The fact that she even pulled her gun tells us how scared she was. And she told the man before she shot and killed him, walk away. More than once. Walk away. And he would not do it at all. But here's the cold-blooded part about this whole demonstration. A lot of people are going to say, hey, you know, this black woman, she shot an unarmed vet. And that ain't going to play good in her favor. That's not going to favor her because he was unarmed and he's a vet. But not only that though, the most important part, he's white. Look, I know a lot of people probably don't want to agree with that portion right there, but we gotta keep it 100, y'all. We gotta be real. I'm not finna tiptoe and be playing no games in line when it comes to this type of stuff. The fact that he is a white man is finna play a major role if she get charged or not. The fact that he's a vet, that's gonna play a role in it. The fact that he was unarmed, that's going to play a role in it. But hold, wait a minute. According to Florida law, you don't have a duty to retreat. This is not me saying, this is Florida law. She did not have a duty to retreat, and she did multiple times before she fired her gun. So according to the law, it should be self-defense. Check it out. No duty to retreat. A person does not have to turn to run away or escape before using force if they are in a place they have a lawful right to be. She was in a parking lot, a Walmart parking lot. That's a public place. She has a right to be there. It wasn't like she was on his property or anywhere that he owns, his place of business. She was by her car, so she has a place to be there. Lawful presence. The person claiming immunity cannot be engaged in criminal activity at the time and must have a legal right to be in that location. Again, she wasn't committing any crimes or anything like that. She had a legal right to be in that parking lot. Not the aggressor. The individual cannot provoke the confrontation. An initial aggressor generally cannot claim stand your ground unless they completely withdraw from the fight first. So now here it is, there was an argument, but as you can see, he parked his car in front of hers. Not in front of hers, but blocked her from getting into the parking space. Sound like she should be good, right? I mean, being that, she wasn't the aggressor, dude ran up on her, she don't have the duty to retreat, you see, but she did. She should be okay, right? In a perfect world, right, that draws off the law for real, that goes off the law, she should be okay. But she black. She's an African American. And that's a huge strike that she got against her. And a lot of y'all might be saying, well, hood educated, what are you talking about? It was clearly self-defense. She was fleeing. She was in a place where she could be at. She was in the public, right? But you got to understand something. In the state of Florida, listen, it's hard to get a self-defense when you black and you shoot a white person. It's hard. Listen, if they take her to trial, let's just say that they charge her and take her to trial. In the state of Florida, she is twice more than likely to be convicted because her victim is a white person and she happens to be black. This is the statistic. This is not something that I'm saying. This is what's going on down there in Florida. You see? But it don't stop there, y'all, because we got to understand something like there's racial disparities when it comes to self-defense claims. Whenever there's a self-defense claim, especially in Florida, and you are black claiming self-defense against a white person, no, you are likely to be charged. You are likely to be going to trial. You are likely to be convicted. But if it's the other way around, nah, it ain't like that. If a white person say, hey, I'm claiming self-defense, this black guy tried to do this, that, and the other. Oh, he ain't getting charged, ain't going to go see trial. And even if he do go to trial, he's innocent. The black guys, they're violent. You see, this is the uphill battle that she's going to have to go through. All because of the color of her skin. Look, I don't like the race card. I don't like that race shit. But I deal with reality. And the reality is, listen, we still got a long way to go in America. We got a long way to go in America. Because in Florida, when a white person shoots a black person and kills them, 34% chance, that white person has a 34% chance of having a justifiable homicide. 34%. But when a black person shoots a white person, that person has a 3% chance of getting a justified homicide. You see, it's stacked up against us. It's stacked. And we gotta quit playing and acting like it ain't stacked, because it is. Look, the numbers are there. What they say, numbers don't lie. They sure don't, especially when it comes to black people. They don't lie at all. And in Florida, hey, it's finna be tough on her. If she is that 3%, hey man, blessings to her. But I would like to believe that I'ma stick to the numbers. They gonna try to charge her and send her to trial. But only time will tell. When they get in that courtroom, it's not gonna matter that he was the aggressor. It's not gonna matter that she tried to de-escalate the situation by telling him, hey, walk away. And by walking away, walking back while he's coming towards her aggressively, all that's not gonna matter. What's gonna matter in that courtroom is that a prosecutor is gonna say, hey, a black woman shot and killed a unarmed white veteran. That's what's gonna matter in that courtroom of law. That's what's gonna matter. And it ain't gonna be nothing nobody can do about it. Nothing. You can protest, you can get mad and do all that. You can do all that you want to. But in that courtroom, that's what the prosecutor gonna be laying down. And can you imagine that? Sitting in front of a jury would probably mostly be largely in part white. How could they convict? How could they let this black woman go after she killed an unarmed white veteran? That's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough. But from my standpoint, look, if the law was the law and they was going by the law, man, she should be, I'm talking about no charges, no nothing. No nothing. Because all the elements of stand your ground, she met him. She met him. And he violated them. But it don't matter. Now, before I depart, allow me to say this right here. And I mean this right here from the bottom of my heart. And I believe this to be true. There's only one human family. And that is the human race. Ain't no such thing as black race, red race, yellow race, brown race, white race and all that. Look, we all come from one mother and father out of Africa. The only differences that we have now is that some of us went north and we lost our pigmentation and we became what people identify as white. Okay, some of us went to the east and our pigmentation got changed and we identify ourselves as, Asian, and others went other places. The only thing that separates us is culture and the identity in how we identify ourselves. That's the only thing that separates us. But as far as a race of people, there's only one race of people, and that's the human race. Until we start to demonstrate like that and really believe that and start living that, there's always going to be what we call now racial divide. Which it really ain't even no racial divide, because like I said, we're only one race. From this one race, we have subdivision groups. You see, that is still a part of that one human family. Whether you be European or whether you be, a brother or Asian or whatever you want to call yourself. Understand, we all came from one mother and father. This is scientifically proven. We all are brothers and sisters. Some of us is lighter, some of us is darker. Some of us got stringy hair, some of us got curly hair. Some of us got big nose, big lips, some of us got small nose and little lips. You see, but we all come from the same mother and father. And until we start understanding that and start living like that, we're always going to have these problems. Because somewhere down the line, somebody said, hey, look, I'm not you. You are not me. Even though science says, hey, look, we are the same people. We come from one mother and one father. We are the same people. We just got different cultures. That's it. And we identify ourselves now as different peoples. That's it. But until, again, I gotta keep reiterating this, y'all. Until we understand that we are one family, hey, look, we're gonna continue to have these problems. And let me tell you something. I know some good white people, or European, or whatever, you know. I know some good Asian people. I know some good black people, African Americans, Africans. Good people. I know some good Native people. I know good Jewish people. I know good people that understand that, hey man, look, we are the children of one father and one mother. They don't care about how I look. I don't care about how they look. It's the outside influences that causes us to look at people this way and to deal in people this way. But at the same time, as an African American, I can't be a fool to what's going on in front of me. I gotta deal with reality. I gotta face the problem. Because to ignore the problem, that means that the problem can continue and I don't have no problem with it. Yes, I do. I do got a problem with the racial injustices when it comes to African Americans in America. I got a problem with that. And I don't agree with that. And I'm always going to speak against that all the time. My people, African Americans, have been surviving so much injustice in America that it's a shame. You talking about slavery, Jim Crow, the black codes, redlining, discrimination. This stuff has been happening so cold-blooded to my people that laws have to be put in place just so that we can be included, just so that we can get our cut of the pie in America. You see? So no, listen, look, allow me to say this right here, then I'm going to get up out of here. For my people, we got to survive white racial discrimination. We got to survive white racist disparities. We got to survive police brutality. We got to survive injustices in the courtroom. And all because we black. It shouldn't be that way. And as long as it's going to be that way, I'm going to speak up against it. This is Hood Educated, not Lame Related. Peace and love, and y'all take care of yourself out there. If I said anything that caused you to think, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. And if you're feeling generous, please make a small donation to the channel. Now, before I depart, allow me to give a shout out to some of the blessings I received this week. Allow me to give a shout out to Luxury Living Exclusive for the $5 super thanks. Thank you. Jay Schmoove for the $4 super thanks. Thank you. Desert Detroiter for the $5 super thanks. Thank you. Jay Schmoove for another $2 super thanks. Thank you. Michael Cardwell for the $5 super thanks. Thank you. Allow me to give a shout out to Carlos King for the $2 cash app. Thank you. Nick for the $20 cash app. Thank you. Sean Money for the $10 cash app. Thank you. Alan Thompson for the $20 cash app. Thank you. Rico Schwab for the $10 cash app. Thank you. Brad Davis for the $5 cash app. Thank you. Antoinette Williams for the $11 cash app. Thank you. Melvin for the $10 cash app. Thank you. And last but not least, Sister Donna Clark White for the $10 cash app. This is Hood Educated, not Lame Related. Peace and love. And y'all take care of yourself out there.